Okay, so I started the recording. I'll I'll give you a brief information about SCCM. And guys, put yourself on mute. Okay, I'm getting background noise from I think from your Gopinder. Okay, Prashant, please join the session. Santosh, you there? Are you able to hear me, Santosh? Santosh, you can hear me?
Yes,
You can hear me.
yes.
Okay, very good. Now System Center Configuration Manager SP2. We are going to deal with this. If you have any question, anything in between, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question right away. That's not a problem. Now let me give you a brief information about SCCM. So SCCM was started in SCCM was not SCCM before, it was SMS. We used to call it System Management Server. That was started in 1994, and Microsoft released this multiple versions of SMS like SMS 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, then SMS 2003. It was released in the year 2003. It was a major hit. Multiple companies started using it, and because that gave them a good solution for application deployment, operating system deployment. They were happy with this application, so everyone started using it. But every product needs some improvement. So what happened, uh, based on the multiple feedbacks Microsoft released from multiple companies, they implemented those feedback and they released a new version of SMS, that was System Center Configuration Manager 2007. So after SMS 2003, they released SCCM 2007. So they changed the naming convention from here, from SMS to SCCM. So 2007 was released in the year 2007, and then after some bug fixes and improvement, they released multiple versions of SCCM 2007, like SP1, SP2, others based on the feedbacks and bug fixes. Then in the year 2012, they released SCCM 2012. Then again they added some more feature, and they released new version SP1, SP2, R2. Then SCCM 1511 was released in the November 2015. SCCM 2000 SCCM 1602 released in Feb 2016, and SCCM 2000 1606 that is released in June 2016. Same thing, it was released in October 2016, and it was released in SCCM 1702 released in February 2017. And this is the current branch, latest updated one, which is released in June 2017. But now it is available to upgrade to all the SCCM console. So this is the historical background of SCCM, when it was started and what is the current branch of SCCM. Now the training duration is 35 hours, and after the training, if you want to go for the certification, you need to take this exam 70-243. You will have to score at least 700 out of 1000 to pass the exam, and after passing the exam you get MCP certificate from Microsoft Certified Professional, MCP, and the cost of the exam is 4800. I hope it's clear. Bhupender, any question?
No, sir. Everything is clear.
Okay. Santosh, clear, right?
Yes, clear from my end.
Okay. Now, so there are, we have sites and site roles in SCCM. So sites, what are sites? Sites are, there are three types of sites in SCCM: central administration site, primary site, and secondary site. So central administration site, you need central administration site only when you have more than 1 lakh devices all over the globe, or you have more than one primary site. So central administration site um, comes into the picture when your number of devices, let's say you are working in TCS, and TCS has 2.5 lakh employees all over the globe. So 2.5 lakh employees, to manage the devices of 2.5 lakh devices, you need to have multiple primary site. One can be sitting in America region, one can be in Europe region, and one can be in APAC region. So three primary site are managing the devices in three global region, and all those three primary site will be reporting to one central administration site.
Hello?
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, Prashant here.
Hey Prashant. Yeah. Finally you are in.
Yeah, yeah.
You are not joining for the screen session. You are not able to see the screen.
Yeah, I'm able to see.
You are able to see the screen as well.
Yeah, yes, yes.
So you open this on mobile, or how you have joined? Because I don't see your
Mobile.
name. So on the mobile you are seeing the screen as well, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Oh, okay. But I would suggest to fine you, if you have done it, that's not a problem. But for audio, use the mobile, and for screen, use the computer. You have laptop or desktop?
Laptop.
Okay. So use the laptop screen, and for audio,
Yeah,
you
yes.
can use your mobile phone. I don't know what was wrong
Okay, sure.
with your phone connection. We were not able to hear you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine. So later you can do it. So what I was going through is the historical background of SCCM, when it was started, what are the versions released by Microsoft, what is the current updated version of of this SCCM, the training duration, and after this training you can go for the certification 70-243 exam code, and you need to score at least 700 to pass the exam, and the exam cost is 4800. Got it? Prashant, any
Okay.
question?
Yeah, already I have the, I did SSM certificate.
You have
Certification
already
program.
done it.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, fine. Now, there are three sites and site roles in SCCM. So, central administration site comes into the picture when you have more than primary site, or the number of devices in your company is more than 1 lakh devices. Then only the central administration site comes into the picture. That will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy, and multiple primary site will be reporting to that central administration site. Then it comes primary site. What is primary site? Primary site comes into the picture when you have a small office like 50,000 employees all over the globe, or 80,000 employees all over the globe. So you can set one standalone primary site, and then though that primary site will be managing all the devices in your company, whether it is in America or Europe or APAC region. it will be managing the devices all over the globe. So the capability of one primary site is 1 lakh. It can manage up to 1 lakh devices, and it can have 250 child site, secondary site. Then you have secondary site. Why secondary site comes into the picture? Secondary site comes into the picture when you have low bandwidth location. Let's say your headquarter is in New York and you have your branch office in Delhi and Hyderabad, and the connection, you don't have the fast connection there, you know, like only 10 megabyte line is there. So in order to send package and policies, every computer will download from the internet. So it will choke up the network. Rather, what you do, you create a secondary site which will be managing all the computers there in that location, whether it is deployment of policies or deployment of applications or patches. That site server will be managing all the computers in that location and keeping the primary site up to date, sending the data back to the primary site that these things I am doing and these are the information about it. Got it?
Yeah.
So these are the three major sites in SCCM. Central administration site needs a database, primary site needs a database, but secondary site does not need a database. It will write to the same database where primary site is writing. Okay. Now you have management point. What is management point? Management point is the communication bridge which between the server and the client. Management point is the one which helps communicate the client and the server. It does the communication, and without management point you will not be able to manage your devices. Got it? Then you have distribution point.
Yeah.
So distribution point is like a warehouse or go down, like your DMart or big bazaar. You go and get your stuff, right? Similarly, DMart and big bazaar for devices is the distribution point. They can get their files and folders and update and operating system files from the distribution point. It's like go down or warehouse wherein you dump your files and applications and patches and operating system files, and system will get those information from that distribution point. Then you have software update point. These are the roles I'm talking. Management point is one of the roles. Distribution point is one of the roles. Software update point is one of the roles. So software update point is the role which helps your SCCM to connect to the Microsoft update server and bring the patches, whatever the patches are available in update server based on the criteria you are choosing. Let's say you want the patches for Windows 7, or you want the patch for Windows 10 or Windows 8.1. So this software update point will help you to bring those patches to your SCCM console. Got it? Prashant, any question?
Yeah. Yes. Proceed.
Okay. Then you have fallback status point. Fallback status point is what? Let's say your Hyderabad computers, that's a secondary site, and your primary site is in New York. And Hyderabad computers, there are 5,000 computers in Hyderabad. They get the policies and the application files from the Hyderabad secondary site server. But secondary site server is down now due to some reason. It is failed to start. The server is not responding, and all the computers in Hyderabad, they need some policies and application. So they will keep on trying the Hyderabad secondary site, but if it if they but the secondary site itself is down, what will they do? they will then use the fallback status point to and connect to a different server. Either they can come to a primary site server or to a different secondary site to get the policies and application files. That is called fallback status point. If one is down, then go to the other one. Okay, so in your
Yeah.
case, let's say you need to go to your bank, ICICI bank, but due to some reason the bank next to you, the ATM is not working. So what you do, you go to a different ATM, right?
Yes.
So that is called fallback status point. Then you have SMS provider. This is one of the roles in SCCM. This SMS provider sits in between SCCM and SQL database. This sits where S. Let me open MS Paint. So this is your SCCM box, and this is your database box, and there is a SMS provider which sits in between. SCCM, and this is your DB, and this is your SMS provider. Now, in order to uh, for SCCM, if SCCM needs to write anything in the database, it does not directly do it. It gives it to the SMS provider, and SMS provider gives it to the database and does the writing. So it is an agent between SCCM and database. Got it? What is SMS provider? That's an agent.
Yeah.
So now then you have application catalog and application catalog web service point and application catalog website point. What are these roles? These roles, these are the two roles which helps you to create your self-service portal for the user. Like App Store, you create local app store in the company so that user can get their applications from that app store, from that website. Like you have Google Play Store in Android phone and Apple App Store in I, Apple phone, right? What you can do, you can go there and you can get your applications. Same thing, you can create app store for the users. There are thousands and thousands of users. You can put multiple applications on this internal website, the app store. User can go there and get their application installed, like Google Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer or Putty, WinSCP, WinRAR. Those are the common application you can put and the user can get it. That is called self-service portal. And in order to do that, you need to have these two roles installed. Got it? Any confusion?
So both roles required for applications,
Yeah, both the
both roles
roles.
required for.
Yeah, creating self-service portal.
Okay.
Okay, so then you have asset intelligence synchronization point. What does it do? This does the categorization of the application. Also, it gives you the usage base, like how many people are using the application and for set of applications. Basically, it does the categorization of application. So let's say you have Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, UC browser. So the Safari, these are the internet, these are the browsers. So it will come under browser family, right? There will be a family or category, and under that you will get all the browsers.
Uh,
Similarly,
Sorry, Kasif. I have a little bit doubt that earlier you were told that software store where we can store all of the files, and that's called software center, right?
which one? Distribution point are you
Application,
talking about?
application. No, 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 no. 8 point. Yeah, that application catalog web point or application catalog website
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
That's called software center, right?
Software center is the one that is machine based app store, and there is one
Okay,
more app store that is user based app store. There's a website.
okay,
User
okay,
can go to the site and get his application from that website. So there are two
okay,
kinds of app store: machine based and user based.
okay,
So in order to have that the self-service portal, we need to have these two roles installed, wherein user can go and get the application from there.
okay. When you stores anything, that should be stored in that catalog web service point
Yeah, not catalog. It does not store it. It is a website which connects with SCCM, and whatever the
server directly.
application you publish there, that goes
Okay.
to the app store using IIS. That's the IIS. You create the website in IIS. The website will be
Mm-hmm.
available. User can navigate, browse to that IIS website and get their application.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Any confusion?
No.
Now, asset intelligence synchronization point I was talking about, that it does the categorization. So one set of applications like Google Chrome, Firefox, UC browser, they will be in the browser category. Similarly, you will have like VLC media player, VX player, MX player, and window media player. They will come under player family, right? So asset intelligence does the categorization for all the applications which you have in your company, in your organization. I already talked about distribution point, so fallback status point. Endpoint protection point. Endpoint protection is like the antivirus, semantic Norton. You don't need to have any other third party product. Rather, you can use the endpoint protection to get your computer safe and secure, and computer will not be infected with virus and other vulnerable things which are there in on the internet. So you can use endpoint protection in SCCM to deploy antivirus to all your computers. Then you have management. No, management point is already dealt. Reporting services point. What is reporting services point? That helps you to get your reports from SQL database. Okay, so this has to be there. Then only you will be able to get your reports either from a local database, local instance, or on the web in online instance. You can create a website uh, that you can use that site to get your reports from there, or you can log into SCCM box, SCCM console, and you get your reports from there. So this reporting services point helps you to do that either locally or online to get your reports in Excel or a CSV format or PDF format. Then it is service connection point. This is for Intune, Microsoft, mobile device management. In order to manage all the mobile devices, you need to have uh, this role installed, and then you can manage your Android, iPhone, and Windows Phone or Windows 10 computers. Uh, so which are connecting outside, not on the LAN network. You can manage your mobile devices too. State migration point,
Like VPN devices, right?
VPN devices, but VPN is also connects to the LAN network, right? VPN is virtual private network. Even though that is outside, but the moment you connect to the VPN, that becomes the internal network computer, right? It gets the internal IP address. But the computer which is not domain joined computer, or the mobile devices, Android,
Okay.
iPhone, they will be connecting outside. They will not be on the LAN network, right? And in order to manage those computers and mobile devices, you need to have that role installed and Intune. You need to register that device with Intune. I'll show you when I'll touch the mobile device management, how to manage the mobile devices, send the policies, send the application to mobile devices.
Mhm.
Got it? So
Yeah.
basically, SCCM is the enterprise device management solution. So any device, whether it is server, whether it is desktop, laptop, mobile devices, you will be able to, it can also manage your Linux computer, Mac computer. Okay, so these types of devices SCCM will be able to manage. Okay, so for mobile devices we need this service connection point, and then only you will be able to manage your mobile devices. State migration point. State migration point is the role which helps you to, um, when you are migrating user from one operating system to another. Let's say you have your users on Windows 7 and now you are migrating user from Windows 7 to Windows 10. So a state migration point helps to capture the current setting of Windows 7, like network setting, or the desktop setting, the favorite setting, and same thing it can populate in the newer version of operating system. When the user gets Windows 10, he will get the same, the settings will be applied on that. So basically it captures the current setting of the user. Then you have system health validator point. This is basically for client SCCM agent, which keeps on checking its health. If the health is not proper, like it's unhealthy, then that will be notified to the SCCM server that this agent is not healthy, or it is not reporting to SCCM server for such a long time. So this role, by the way, it is not being used anymore. This is no longer being used. But these are the roles and sites in SCCM. Anyone has any question, let me know. Bhupender,
No, everything is clear from my side.
Prashant, Santosh,
Yeah, all is clear.
very good. Now, so we'll be doing with this one, we will be going with this kind of infrastructure. We will have one standalone primary site, because we have only 3 computers here in our lab. We will have one box, one Windows server box for domain controller, the other Windows server for SCCM, and the third one is going to be our database. So we'll have one standalone primary site. Now this, suppose our hierarchy is increased now, and we had one office in Mumbai that was head office. Now we have opened branch offices in Delhi and Chennai, and Delhi has 2000 computers and Chennai has 2000 computers. In order to manage those devices, what I will do, I will set up two secondary sites, one in Delhi, one in Chennai, and this is going to be your Mumbai headquarter. So one standalone primary site with couple of secondary site, as in one primary site with couple of secondary site, and this is going to be a standalone primary site. You don't have any site apart from this. So in the lab we will be doing this one, but I'll also show you how to create secondary site too. Is that clear?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, now this one, the third picture is for central administration site, couple of primary site and secondary site. This comes into the picture for very big organization. Let's say you have you have IBM, which has 3 lakh employees all over the globe. So you created one central administration site in America region or Europe region or India, wherever you want, you can create that one. And then you have one device, one primary site in America, which is managing all the computers in America, all the 1 lakh computers. One computer in
Excuse me.
Europe. Yeah,
Sir,
sorry.
can you revise first one again?
This one, which one? Central
Yeah,
administration site or the standalone primary
yeah,
site?
central.
Central administration site. So central administration site comes into the picture when you have more than 100,000 devices all over the globe, or when you have more than one primary site. Got it? So let's say IBM. IBM has 3 lakh employees all over the globe. 1 lakh in America, 1 lakh in Asia, 1 lakh in Europe. To manage the devices, you need multiple primary devices. So what we did, we created one primary site in America, which is managing the computer in America region. Okay, this one. Then we have one primary site in Europe, which is managing the devices in Europe. Then we have primary site in Asia, which is managing the devices in Asia region. And all these devices, all these sites, primary sites, are reporting to central administration site. So this comes into the picture when you have very big organization, and you will hardly find central administration site now, because uh, there are very few companies which have more than 100,000 devices, but 95% of the organizations are less than 50,000 users all over the globe, right? Any confusion in this hierarchy? Anyone?
No, sir.
Very good. So you can have this kind of structure: central administration site sitting on the top of the hierarchy, primary site and secondary site. Now the lab, one Windows Server 2012 R2 will become our domain controller. The other Windows Server 2012 R2 will become our database server, or you can install SCCM on the same box, or you can have one more server here. That's going to be your separate server. Either you can put SCCM here or a database. So 3 server and 1 client computer, Windows 7. This is our lab. Got it? Now the prerequisite hardware requirement for standalone primary site. Hardware requirement. So you need to have the processor, either AMD or Intel, but the processor speed should be at least more than 1.4 gigahertz. RAM, 2 gigabyte of RAM, if you are going with a standalone primary site, and 50 gigabyte of free disk space where you are installing your primary site. And you need to have SQL database server, at least SQL database S 2012 SP1 or the latest one. You can take 2014 as well. That depends on you. Any confusion for the hardware requirement?
No.
What SCCM can do? What are the benefits? What are the common things SCCM can do? It can do application asset management, like hardware and in software inventory of all the computers in your company, asset intelligence, software metering, like for the licensed application it will check whether someone is using the application or they are just wasting the license. Remote management, using SCCM you can remote into any computer. Then deployment, SCCM is basically a deployment tool. So it helps you to deploy application. Let's say you want to deploy Google Chrome to all your 10,000 computers all over the globe. You cannot do it one by one. It will take ages. So rather you put the application, publish it in SCCM and send it to all the system. And then application will get deployed. Then software update, patches. You can connect your SCCM with Microsoft Update Server and deploy the patches to all the computers. Content management. It does the content management too, uh, because it is doing a space optimization. If two softwares are there and both of them need one particular prerequisite like .NET framework, so it won't copy twice. It will copy only once on the distribution point, so that it keeps the content optimization. Then you have compliance setting. Using SCCM, you can make sure how many computers are compliant and non-compliant. Let's say you want to find out how many computers have Internet Explorer 10. Those are non-compliant. I want every computer should be on Windows 11. Sorry, Internet Explorer 11. So SCCM will be able to find that out and give you the data that out of your 7,000 computers, you have 400 computers with Internet Explorer 10 or Internet Explorer 8. Power management, using power management. Let's say after 7 o'clock in the evening, no one is in the office, and you want to do some power optimization, right? You wanna turn off the monitor or put the computers on the sleep mode or hibernate mode. So this you can define a power policy in SCCM and send it to your computers in Mumbai office. So all the computers will apply those policy. Client health, SCCM checks for the client. SCCM is basically a client and is basically a server and client application, server and agent. So we call it client or agent, SCCM agent or SCCM client, both are same. So if the agent health is not good, if it is unhealthy, then SCCM will repair, it will get repaired of itself when it is found unhealthy. So that is, it keeps on, it keeps checking the health of the client. If it finds unhealthy, then the repair will happen and the client will get repaired and it will become healthy. Then you have reporting and monitoring. Reporting, to get the reports from the database, and monitoring, like you can monitor all the components of SCCM, whether everything is working fine or any issues. All uh, the component like management point, distribution point, um, your WSUS connection, your software update point, everything is working absolutely okay, or any confusion or any issues. So uh, in monitoring section, you will get to know those issues, and you can troubleshoot and find that out and resolve them. Then you have security, that has role based administration. So in security means, for example, you have one guy who is good in software update patching, but he is not good in operating system deployment. So rather than giving him the full access on both of them, on patching and operating system deployment, I'll give him only patching access. I won't give him operating system deployment access, because if I give him both the access, chances are high that he might mess up something in operating system deployment. So rather we can secure our SCCM infrastructure by giving him only the things which he knows and not any other access. That's called role based administration. NAP, SCCM, network access protection. SCCM is basically uh, sorry, SCCM basically checks computers to find out non-compliant computer. For example, the computers are without the latest patches, and those are non-compliant. So SCCM will find those computer out and remove it from the local LAN network to a restricted LAN network, so that the computers which do not have the latest patches will not be able to communicate to other computer. And if it is not able to communicate, then chances are very high that that computer will not be able to spread any virus to another on the network. So if one computer is infected with virus, you are just removing it from the regular LAN network to another restricted LAN, which wherein the firewall is blocked. The computer will not be able to. The port will be blocked. Computer will not be able to talk to any other computer. So you are securing the infrastructure. If one contains virus, other does not contain the same virus. That virus, the chances to spread the virus is high. So let's remove it from here and put it on the restricted one and block it. So uh, that SCCM can do. Endpoint protection, antivirus like Symantec, Norton. You can install antivirus endpoint protection in all the computers, and computer will scan, and if it finds any virus, it will kill the virus and report it to the server back. Also, there is one more functionality here, that is MDM, mobile device management. Using SCCM you can manage your mobile devices: Android, iPhone, Windows 10, Windows 8.1, Windows 8, who are joining from outside. Any confusion? Anyone? Bhupender?
So there is some confusion in NAP.
Yeah, what is the confusion?
Actually, I didn't get you what you want to say in NAP.
Okay,
Everything is clear.
okay. NAP is network access protection. For example, there are
Mm-hmm.
computers which do not have the latest patches which Microsoft released. The computers are
Mm-hmm.
not up to date. The patches are missing on
Mm-hmm.
those computers. So that becomes vulnerable, right? If your computer
Mm-hmm.
do not have latest security and critical updates, that becomes vulnerable. And chances are very
Yeah.
high that if it is vulnerable, then it will get attacked by virus. Like the recent example, what happened, the Petya and the WannaCry, they use the remote execution code on the computers which did not have the latest patches. Mostly
Mm-hmm.
most of the computers in Ukraine and in European region, they were attacked by that ransomware because they did
Yeah.
not have the latest patches available. So what SCCM can do, SCCM can find out all those computers on which the latest patches are not available, and block it to the restricted network, not on the same network. They will remove it from the regular LAN network to a different VLAN network, where on that VLAN it is a restricted VLAN. It will not be able to communicate to any other computer. The port will be blocked. The firewall restriction will be there, so that chances are very high that it will not be able to communicate. It will not be able to spread its virus to any other computer. Got it?
Yeah.
Any confusion?
No.
Very good. Now, anyone, Santosh, Prashant, are you guys clear? Any question?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Clear.
Now, so these are the benefits, these are the common uh, functionalities, basic functionalities of SCCM. So basically, it's doing end-to-end device management solution given by Microsoft, whether it is uh, whether it is application deployment, or the policy or asset information. SCCM can do for you and give that to you from the database. I hope it's clear. So now we will move on to our lab infrastructure and create our lab. Okay. Now I want to know from Bhupender already has a good configuration of computer, like 16 gigabyte of RAM and quad core processor. So he's creating lab in his own computer. Now Prashant and Santosh, what is the configuration you got?
I have Core i5 processor with 1 TB hard disk,
RAM?
8 GB.
8 gigabyte of RAM is not sufficient. We at least have to have 12 gigabyte of RAM.
2 GB. 4 GB.
Sorry, Santosh,
Yes,
is that you had 5 gig? You just said, right? Prashant, what is the configuration
yes,
you
yes.
got?
4 GB.
Sorry,
4 GB RAM.
4 GB RAM. Okay, so both of you do not have the configuration as we need for SCCM lab setup. Okay, so we at least need 12 gigabyte of RAM and quad core processor. So what we can do here is we can go on cloud on Microsoft Azure and create our virtual servers there. 3 server we will be creating: domain, database, 3 Windows server, and we will create one domain controller, one database, and one SCCM, and we will join all of them to one network, one LAN network. Join all the computer to the same domain, and we'll start practicing there. Clear?
Okay, fine.
So you don't need to install anything on your computer. It will be available on the cloud. Anytime you can log in, whenever you need, you can log in and you can do practice. But the server will be available only for 30 days because Microsoft gives you 30 days trial period. So within 30 days, you can use those servers and practice a lot whenever you need to do. And once you are done with your
And so,
practice,
what would be the configuration for the same?
for which one?
What would be the yeah, Bhupender? So,
Sorry,
what would be the configuration for the server?
on the cloud.
Yeah.
So for SCCM, we will give like 5 gigabyte of RAM and
No. Just I'm asking for Azure.
So Azure, we just have to create our account there. It will give you 30 days
Mm-hmm.
trial period. You can create three servers, and we will choose our requirement. So RAM, we will choose our
Own requirement, right?
yeah
We
our
can choose your our
yeah
own requirement, no?
own requirement. There are templates there.
Oh.
You just need to choose the template. So like there is a template for Windows Server 2012 R2. It will give you 4 GB of RAM and quad core processor and 100 GB hard disk. You can just select that and the server is ready in a couple of minutes. Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. So those are the things which we will be performing, and we'll create our servers on the cloud for Santosh and Prashant. Got it?
Fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So we'll wrap it here. Tomorrow we'll start the practical. We'll create the servers for both of you guys. I need to have my credit card. I actually need to enter the credit card details for creating my account on Azure, and the mobile number. So when tomorrow we will be using your mobile number for creating the account and my credit card for creating the server. And once the server is ready, we will create our servers. We will create our domain controller, database, and SCCM and other prerequisite, whatever it is needed for
Oh,
SCCM
that
installation.
Kasif, that Azure server, cloud server is 30 days trial period, right?
Yeah, 30 days trial period.
So what is need of that credit card?
It actually takes the credit card for verification purpose. It does not charge anything.
Mhm.
It is free, but
Mm. Okay.
without credit card, you cannot go further. They are just taking it for verification that in case you did some misuse of the server or something,
Okay.
so they will
Okay.
deduct the money from the credit card. But this does not
Okay.
happen. This will not happen. But in case, just for the verification,
Mhm.
they are taking the credit card information.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I Any questions so far? Did you like the today's session, Bhupendra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Santosh, Prashant.
Yeah. Clear from my side.
Okay. Yeah. So any doubt, any question you get, you can stop me right there and ask the question, because I won't know what all questions you get, right? So I'll try my level best to explain you guys. You ask question once, twice, 10 times. I won't um, have any issues. I won't mind. But this is for you guys. You need to understand the technology properly. You need to practice, because you are the ones who are going to work on this technology after the training. So deep dive in this. Get yourself armed with SCCM knowledge. Practice as much as you can, and prepare yourself for the interview and get a
Kasif, once the training will be completed, whenever we will join somebody, suppose in L1, L2 level in any interviews, or it is for freshers only.
now this training is for L2 and L1. For example, if
Okay.
for L1, for the people who never worked on server before, never worked on Active Directory
Okay.
before, that's like
Mhm.
they don't know any IT, they don't have any IT background. But after
Mm.
this training, they will easily go to the L1 level. They
Okay.
they will be able to like do the application deployment, creation of collections,
Mhm.
reporting, um, deployment of patches they can do. Okay.
Okay. But
For you guys,
L1, L2, L1, L2, I didn't find any jobs like in Naukri and things. Is there any like uh, vacancies there you might be know, but in Naukri there are no L1, L2 jobs. They're asking for 2 years, 3 years, or maximum 5 years plus experience.
I get the requirement mostly for patching from South India, from Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai.
Okay,
People they are
okay,
looking for patching and deployment of operating system, and
okay.
sometime for application deployment. So you will not see their L1 and L2. If it is
Mm,
if it is they are requiring 2 years of experience, that means it is
mhm.
L2 type of requirement,
Okay, okay,
right?
okay.
So, and in the job description, you will find multiple things. So don't get worried about it.
Okay,
Don't get
okay,
scared with the job description. Never go with the job description. Okay. If they need
okay.
SCCM expert, so you are the expert. You will tell them that
Mhm.
I know these things, and I
Mm,
have and in your bio data you are the experienced guys, right? You have I don't know
yes,
the background of Prashant, but Santosh, I know about you, and Bhupender, I also know about you, that you are experienced guys. You have already worked on servers and desktop sites, right?
yes, yes.
So you can mention, you can create your resume in such a way that you were working as a CCM administrator since long time,
Mhm.
rather than going with your current job profile that you were there in uh, Cisco networking field, right?
Yeah, yes.
So you can customize your resume based on the requirement. Okay, I can also
Okay,
share some sample resume for SCCM,
okay,
so you can
okay,
also get the idea. Prashant,
okay.
what is your background, please? What have you done? What is your
The
experience?
diagnosis uh, server L2.
Server L2, very good. So uh,
Uh,
you will be
uh,
able to grasp this technology very quickly. Like what?
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So what is you work? You already worked
Actually,
on
I have
domain
one doubt.
controller. Yeah.
Actually, I have one doubt in endpoint protection. No, when we come to endpoint protection, we have to install McAfee or Symantec, or it will be coming by default. It will be installed or anything in
No,
endpoint protection role.
no McAfee, no semantic, no Norton. We call it forefront
Oh yeah.
endpoint protection. So it is a company forefront like Symantec, but
Okay.
Microsoft purchased that company forefront, and they integrated this antivirus solution in it with SCCM. So you don't need to log
Okay.
into any different console and manage it like Symantec. You need to go to the Symantec server and check whether any computer is with the older version of the client, or any virus or any malware. Rather, you can use SCCM
Mhm.
to get your virus details, client details. So that is called not as similar to Semantic. There is a product called Forefront Endpoint Protection. So that endpoint
Okay.
protection will be installed in each and every computer to block
Okay.
all the viruses.
That
Yeah.
is a product from the Semantic only, but
Now,
Microsoft will purchase that one.
no, 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 no. Semantic also has semantic endpoint protection. Microsoft has
Okay,
Forefront Endpoint Protection.
okay,
Got it?
okay.
Semantic also
Okay.
has its product called Semantic Endpoint Protection, but the product which we are talking here is Forefront Endpoint Protection, which Microsoft integrated in SCCM.
Rather than that, we can also use if you are using SCCM in some companies and company Symantec, or they can also install Symantec also. They can,
But semantic,
but
you need to buy it, right? You need to spend
right,
money for semantic.
uh,
Also, there will be a separate console to manage. You need to log into the
manage.
server. You need to go there. That's a another administration task to manage the virus anti-malware solution, right? Rather,
Yes, because my previous company, they are using SSM, but still they are using the Symantec only, or that they have a separate console for that, separate license for that, and some security persons also are there to manage all things.
yeah. So you will have a different team for that altogether, a new team
Mm,
who is managing those things. So
mm,
rather, why you are wasting your money? You have your
mm,
SCCM there, and you just
mm,
deploy endpoint protection through SCCM, and that you
mm,
can manage in one umbrella. You can manage multiple things. You are managing mobile device, you are managing software update, you are managing operating system deployment, application deployment, also endpoint protection too.
mm.
So
Okay.
you are saving cost, you are saving man hours, you are saving resources, and you are saving overhead administration task.
And Kasi, one more doubt is there
Yeah.
regarding imaging and packaging.
Hmm.
For packaging and imaging, you are giving us a little bit idea, or it is a
Yeah, yeah,
separate?
I'll give you the little bit idea how to create your package and publish it in your SCCM, deploy
Okay, it is a
application.
third party tool. In the third party tool, or there is a packaging role in SCCM itself.
No, no, you are mistaken. For packaging means I am not giving you the training for packaging. That's a separate,
Mm.
different topic altogether, and that's a separate session for packaging. You need to have a
Okay.
admin studio, convert the
Yes.
application from exe to msi, then
Amazing.
for msi you do the customization mst,
Mm.
loose file
Okay.
authoring task. They come in
Packaging
the
is a
packaging,
separate.
separate
Yes.
thing.
Mm.
But
Okay.
for
But in SCCM,
in SCCM, you just download the application from vendor website. Let's say you downloaded Google Chrome from Google website,
yes.
and
Okay.
you uploaded to SCCM and did the deployment. So I can give you
Mm.
little bit idea how you can use your command lines. What command
Okay.
switches you can use for installation through SCCM, for uninstallation, for logging purpose. Okay,
Hmm.
those things I can give
Okay.
that to you. Those
And
information.
what about imaging?
Imaging, yes. Uh, how to add the operating system image to that one SCCM console,
Oh,
and then add
okay.
create a task sequence and deploy it to the
Okay.
collection, and the
Okay.
system will build with the fresh new image.
Okay. Fine. Fine. It's good.
Got it?
Okay.
So uh, I hope you guys do not have any issues, any with the understanding the overview of SCCM.
No,
So
clear from my side.
Yeah,
so
yes.
we'll meet again tomorrow, same time. No, tomorrow
At
8 o'clock.
7:30 or
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, right?
Guys, you don't have
Okay,
any
fine.
problem. Everyone is okay. 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. morning.
Yeah,
Bhupender,
sir.
Bhupender,
I
Prashant.
think that Saturday, Sunday will be also the classes, right?
I don't have any problem. If you guys want, I can go ahead with the Saturday, Sunday.
Is from your ends.
No, no, I don't have any issues.
So Saturday, Sunday is clear from my side, and other will you please
Yeah, I
give me
think we can go on Saturday, Sunday as well, so that we can go a little bit. We will, rather than we are 2 days away from the topic, we might need to brush ourselves. So rather than we will keep ourselves touched
yes.
Saturdays and Sundays. So we'll talk about the Saturday and Sunday on Friday. Or if you have
Okay.
any issues or any plan for Saturday, Sunday, you can let me know, guys. Prashant, Bhupender.
Yeah, okay. Yes, sir. So I will let you know.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining the session. I hope the session was informative. We'll meet again, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye. 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 Cheers.
Thank you.